So the next logical operator we have is the OR operator. So OR, just like AND, is going to join two different expressions. The symbols we use are two pipe characters. So these aren't ones, they're not L's. They are the pipe character, which for me and most keyboards I've worked with, it's located above the return key on the right-hand side of my keyboard, sharing a key with the backslash. I need to hold shift to make it. So it looks like this right here. Those are pipes. Again, it's not a 1, it's not an L or a capital L or something like that. Two pipes. All right, and the OR operator behaves differently than AND. It does not require both sides to be true in order for the whole thing to be true. It just needs one. It only cares if one of the two is true. So going back to this thing that I'm stealing from a blog post I read a while back, with AND, if you're a kid, you want to play outside, and my mom says you can only play outside tonight on a school night if you have finished your homework and you've cleaned your room. If either one is not true, then I can't go outside. On a Friday night or a weekend, she might say, you can go play outside with your friend if you have finished your homework or you've cleaned your room today. So one of them, or both, sure. But if I've done only one of them, I'm still in the clear. So here are some demos, right? If we have something like 1 not equal to 1 or 10 equals 10. Well, this part's false, definitely. 1 is the same as 1, but 10 is 10. So this is true. So 1/2 is true, that's all we need, right? So let's try another example. If I just do true or true, that evaluates to true. True or false, whole thing is true. False or true, whole thing is true. And then false or false. This is the only situation where the OR operator gives us false, if both inputs, the left and the right, are false or falsy. So let's revisit an example from earlier where we had our theme park that you could get into, and we had a couple of age ranges where we decided a price. If you were 0 to 5, I think it was, you were free. Is that right? Well, if not, I'm just making this up again. So let's say if you're 0 to 5, you get in for free. If you are 5 to 10, you have to pay $10. And if you are 10 to 65, you pay $20. And if you are 65 or older, let's say that you're free. Okay, so what I could do, as we've already seen, make a variable age, set it equal to some number. Let's just go with 90. And we can write our first conditional, if age. And I can actually do a couple of things here. What we started with last time was if age is less than 5, we'll do this. Console.log. I'm just going to print out the price. I won't bother with anything else, so just free. Else if age is less than 10, console.log $10. I need quotes there. And I should be consistent, as I've always said. I use double or all single quotes, but I shouldn't really mix them up. Else if, okay, so age is less than 65, right? And we've already been over this and how this works, where I'm relying on the order of things. So if age is less than 5, well, technically what I'm doing here is saying if it's anything below 5, it could be negative 1,000. So we should come back and fix that and say if it's between 0 and 5. But first, what we can do is combine this where we have age is greater than 65, you should get in for free. Or if age is less than 5, you should also get in for free. So we can do that just like this. If age is less than 5, or age is greater than or equal to 65, you'll get in for free. If that's not the case, what if you're less than 10? Well, you'll get in for $10. That means you're between 5 and 10. Otherwise, if you're less than 65, we'll console.log $20. Okay, so let's verify that this works. It's 90, so we should see free. Now, if we change that to 1 year old, we should also see free. But if I go up to 11 years old, you're $20. If you are 9 years old, you should be $10. And if you're 100 or 1,000 years old, we should be free. So that's the basic concept. Here's our example of using OR. If this thing or this thing is true, both situations, you get in for free. But these can't both be true at the same time. Like, it's logically that can't happen in this scenario, right? We can't have one number that is less than 5 and at the same time is also greater than 65. But that's fine. This is not and. We have or. We just need one of those scenarios. Now, if I really wanted to be complete here, I would make sure that, we were using normal ages. For example, 0 to 5. We don't want negative ages. This allows for a negative age. If I did negative 10, we get free. So what I can do is actually make this left side another expression using a logical operator. So I can join two things, because really what I want to say is if you are between 0 and 5, or you are greater than 65. Well, how do I say between two numbers? Well, I want to make sure you're greater than 0 and less than 5. That brings us back to the previous video, logical and. So anytime we're trying to use a range or check against a range of numbers, if something is inside of a range, we can use and. So I can do this. If age is greater than, I guess I'll allow 0, greater than or equal to 0, and age is less than 5. This whole thing is one expression, right? So you're between 0 and 5. That means you're free. Or on the other hand, if you're just greater than 65, that also means you're free. Now, this still doesn't really fix our negative age issue. It does mean you won't get in for free with a negative age, but that doesn't mean you won't get in at all. So which one of these will match if I pass in negative 10 as age? Well, this won't. Negative 10 is not between 0 and 5, and it's not greater than 65, but it is less than 10. That is the next thing that will be tried. So what I would do is probably rewrite this. What the age bracket really is if you're between 5 and 10. So I could do this if age is between 5 and 10. So if you're greater than or equal to 5, I didn't say, 5 was inclusive for free or for $10. It doesn't really matter. If your age is greater than or equal to 5 and your age is less than 10, you get in for $10. And now let's see what we get. So I'm going to refresh with my negative value. All right, negative 10. Oh, we get $20. Why is that happening? Same issue. Here I'm checking to see if your age is less than 65. What I really want to check is if your age is greater than or equal to 10 and also less than 65. And now we get nothing if your age is negative. And then finally, we can add a catch-all else that will just be console.log invalid age. All right, and there we go. So let's try changing this. We'll go with 0 years old. You get in for free. 99 years old. Free. How about 7 years old? $10. And then 10 years old? $20. 50 years old? $20. And then we go back to $10 when you get above 65. Or sorry, you go back to free when we get above 65. All right, so here we're combining and or to create these ranges. So we're using and to make a range, a valid range we're accepting from 5 to 10 or 10 to 65. And we also saw a more complicated example on this first line here where we have two logical operators working together. Now, something I did not bring up is the order that this runs in. The and is going to run before or. It has precedence over or. If you prefer, though, you can add parentheses just to make it clearer to you, how you want this to run. So if you want this to run first, it already does run first. But if it didn't, or if you just wanted to make sure, put parentheses. This will evaluate first to true or false. And then we have this side. Okay, so I know this got a little bit crazy with these symbols, and it might look quite foreign if you've never seen this before. But we'll get lots and lots of practice with this stuff. We use these all the time. And, comma, or. I was going to say and or, but it's confusing to do that. So and, comma, or. All right, next up we've got our third and final logical operator.